I've been a physician for 30 years, but I know exactly what it's like to go through Lyme disease because I've been there. I had every symptom of Lyme disease: the brain fog, the neurological symptoms, the cardiac manifestations, aches, pains, fatigue, gut dysfunction, all of it. One of the big struggles with Lyme disease is you don't look sick, People look at you and go, well, what's wrong with you? Friends and family, they just don't understand it. Inside, you feel like a war is going on. You feel like you're being ripped apart. One of the frustrating things about Lyme disease that I think everyone struggles with is just getting help, especially from the medical system and the medical community. They don't understand what causes it. They don't understand how to treat it. I went to different physicians and different specialists and got nowhere. And it wasn't until I made the choice to say, okay, this is really up to me. I have to be proactive. I have to have a personal accountability. I have to figure this thing out. Before, I was just grasping out to others for others to save me. And that point that I made that transition, my purpose became getting my health back. And when that happened, that's when I started to make forward progress in getting my life back. I had so many things that I thought, this will be a compromise that I'll have to live with. It's just amazing what I've gotten back. If you're a physician and you go through a journey like a struggle with Lyme disease, then you naturally want to reach out and help other people. So I took a year out of my life to write everything, all the knowledge that I had accumulated from my personal journey and working with patients for 10 years, plus all the current knowledge that we know about Lyme disease, dispelling some of the myths and misconceptions out there, and put them in one resource that anybody that was going through that struggle could benefit from. And that's what Unlocking Lyme is all about. It's simple, it's concise, it answers all the questions that people commonly have, and it's really built to be a handbook for getting through that struggle. The first part of the Unlocking Lyme really explains what Lyme disease is. It clears up the myths and the misconceptions. And I think that's a big part for setting the stage for recovery, because if you don't really know what you're dealing with, you can't get beyond that problem. People have thrown everything but the kitchen sink at Lyme disease. And I go through and really quantitate what's the value of those things. Is it worth the risk? Is it worth the cost? It talks about the good and bad of antibiotics and when there might be appropriate. How to deal with interactions with the medical community and how to get the most benefit from your general medical provider, but also that choice of whether to pursue a relationship with a Lyme doctor. It goes through dealing with those acute symptoms of sleep and anxiety and pain that are so prevalent and that hold us all back. All the laboratory testing, all the testing for all the different co-infections, and a big highlight of the book is a protocol for herbal therapy, which I consider a key for building a foundation for that recovery. But it goes well beyond that. It goes through neurological Lyme and cardiac manifestations and dealing with every facet of the illness. Alternative therapies, virtually anything that anybody has used to overcome Lyme disease is thoroughly discussed in that book. It is truly meant to be as thorough a handout as you could buy, but at the same time, simple and concise. It details all the steps that you need to get your life back in your unique journey, because everybody that goes through this thing is a little bit different.
I actually call Unlocking Lyme my Lyme Bible.
Dr. Rawls' book is just so amazing. I feel like this man has saved my life, and his work has just been absolutely incredible.
I was a competitive track and field athlete, so I was always very fit and healthy, but I began experiencing symptoms of severe fatigue and brain fog, which really impacted my quality of life. I just wanted to take this time to thank the Dr. Rawls team for your help in my recovery, and you guys have always been very responsive to any questions that I have had. And I would definitely recommend this book and the information on the website to other Lyme disease sufferers like me.
And when I meet people who either know someone who has Lyme or suspect they might have Lyme themselves, I immediately recommend that book to them.
Beyond my own situation, I've had contact with thousands of people with Lyme disease, many of which are my own patients. And what we hear over and over is that the book, the website, my story give people hope. And I think that's so remarkably important that I never give up on anyone. You can always do something to improve your situation. And that's the value of Unlocking Lyme, is trying to give people tools to do that. So it's being proactive. It's not reaching out to others to save you. It's wanting to get well. It's knowing that you can get well and moving forward in that direction, never giving up hope, always moving forward in a positive direction. That's how you get there, and that's what you have to do. If you're struggling with Lyme disease, or you know somebody that's struggling with Lyme disease, I want to get a copy of this book in your hands. You can get it for free. All you got to do is pay for basic shipping and handling. Go to unlockinglyme.com, use the coupon code that you see, and get your copy. It'll make a difference in your life.